Hey guys, welcome back in this training series again. I'm your friend Sanjay. So this is a fourth training in this series. Today we're gonna discuss about again, the endpoint firewall and AV error in Zscaler client connector. So far, we have done three trainings in about this error, and we have learned that what is this error, why this error comes. We have checked working, non-working logs, and the packet captures as well. And also we have seen, the firewall, the recommended firewall rules for this Zscaler ZCC application to work. Now in this training, we're gonna figure it out that when you're getting this error, right, the endpoint firewall error, that means there is a firewall rule which blocking the connections, right? Or maybe there is a security software which blocking the connection. So what we're gonna check in this training is that how to find that which firewall rule is blocking, right? There may be thousand of firewall rules. So let's start. So what we have a ZCC in working conditions. We can see this is running, right? Traffic processing is happening. Now we have a couple of steps to do this process to figure it out that how to find the rule name. We need to enable the debugging, right? Then we'll go for audit logs and we'll filter. We'll check for the filter origin, and then we'll run a PowerShell command to find the name of it. Once we have that name, we'll disable that debug logs. So before that, right, let's just do one thing. Let's enable the firewall rule to block the Zscaler connection so that we can get that error. Okay, so I've enabled the block ZSA tunnel logs, right? uh, and in the inbound and outbound both direction. Okay, now let me see the ZCC application. This is still running. Okay, let me restart the services, and this will initiate a new connection, and this will kick in, right, our new firewall rule in picture. So now the Zscaler client connector is trying to connect. It will pass through the firewall rule we have created. The firewall rule, I think we have already seen this in the previous training, but let me also quickly tell you, right? There is nothing, specific configured, just that we blocking the ZSA tunnel process, and that you can check, right? That which how we blocking it. Basically by going to let me see. Oh, okay, are we not blocking? Looks like we're blocking everything. Let me just go to this. I think that's I selected. It should be like this. Yeah, block. See, so you can also see it here that it's blocking the ZSA tunnel. If you go in outbound direction, and this is a firewall rule, and you can see it here as well at the very top, right? Okay, so now Zscaler ZCC application in the connection error status. Very soon it gonna show you the Zscaler uh, endpoint firewall error. Okay, and now we see it. So endpoint firewall and AV error. That's what we see, right? Okay. So let me do one thing. We see that this is what happened, but let me just do one thing. So I have opened the command prompt in the administrative privilege mode, right? So let me run the command once again to enable the debugging, right? So two type of debugging I'm enabling here, and I'm gonna tell you what these debugs are. So the first debug I'm enabling here, that's basically a debug to capture the connection drop connections, right? If there is a connection drop happening, this will capture it. Now the second debug I'm enabling here, that's basically for the packet drops. Okay, and that also the name suggests, right? I think something missing here. Let me quickly re-enter. Okay, yeah, so both the debugs are now enabled. What we're gonna do next is that we're gonna reproduce the problem. Okay, so let me just do one thing. Let me reproduce this problem. Okay, So now Zscaler ZCC trying to connect. Okay, once we get that error, we're gonna look after the rules. Okay, so now ZCC is trying to connect. Let's wait for a while for that error to come. So what's gonna happen? Either you get a you know origin ID or you get a name, and that's how you can figure it out that what's the firewall rule blocking that connection. So what we can see is that the DCC application taking time to connect. That means there is something which blocking it. And why it's taking time to connect? Because the behavior, right? A ZCC would try to connect to the primary data center first on a port 443, and then port 80, and then port 8080, right? And the same it would try for the secondary data center, port 443, port 80, and port 8080. If both of these fails, then if you have enabled the option, the option of gateway fallback, right, domain gateway, then it would try to resolve that domain gateway and try to connect to that directly, right? And that's how it takes some time in that process. But now we can see that we have that error here. And let me do one thing now. I have been opened the event viewer now. In the event viewer, I'll go to the Windows logs and the security. What we're gonna do here in the Windows log and security is basically we're gonna filter for the logs we're interested in. So the event ID we are interested in basically is 5157 and 5152. So these are the log basically we enabled. So we're interested in these logs only. Now we can see there is a drop happening, right? The packet drops we can see. Windows platform packet drops, right? And you can also see the connection drop as well because that's what it has captured. So the connection drop is basically you can see for 164, right? And the platform drops you can see for 165 to 25. This is basically one of the Zscaler nearest DC uh, Delhi DC VIP IP address. Now let us just go very top, and you can see the timing there. It's matching, right? So let's just see for the connection which you're interested. So yeah, either it could be 165 to 25, right? Any of these IP addresses, and if you can see the match, if you can match the timing, it's the same timing, right? It's a minute ago, okay, or a few seconds ago, I would say. So let's just check one thing. Let's just check for 165, 95. Uh, this rule, right? So this is the rule. What we can see, we have a filter origin. That's what we're interested in. Now the filter origin is basically one of the ID we have, and that basically a name of a firewall rule which blocking it. It's we need to find a name, a display name, but this is basically a name in ASCII format, right? So either at time you would see a name here directly, or at time you would see this in this format. So if you see the filter origin in this format, the next step what we know here is that we need to run few PowerShell command. Okay. Now what are these PowerShell command? I'll tell you now. Let me just copy this output. Okay. So the PowerShell command which we are interested in basically is the give me a sec. Let me just tell you that the filter origin, right? For the filter origin. Okay. So let me copy the filter origin ID, and I'll do a PowerShell command for that, right? So what we can see the filter origin ID is 62DC5, right? So let me copy this ID from there and let me paste it to the command I have to create. Okay. And I'm doing it in my other screen. Okay, so I have the command ready. Let me paste that command to you as well on the screen. Okay, so this is the command which we're gonna run in PowerShell. So I was doing some replication as well, and that's what you can see. But let me show you this again. Okay, so this is the you can see this is the command in the PowerShell in admin mode, and you can see The filter ID, original filter ID I copied, it's the same filter ID what we can see in the event logs. You can simply match it. So it's 662D5C. Okay. So it's 662D5C. Let me copy this rule. Okay. Open the PowerShell window, paste it here, and enter. Once I paste the enter, I think there is some typo. Let me quickly recheck. Looks like there is some extra space. That's what it looks like. Okay, let me copy once again. Okay, let me retry. PowerShell is not even okay. CMLEDT. Let me just check. So this is a good. Oh, okay. You see, the problem here is that I'm pasting the PowerShell as well. I shouldn't be pasting it, right? I should be just pasting the command only. Let me paste the command. Okay. Now PowerShell executing this command, and now we have an output here. So you can see what we have. This is the name basically, and we also have a display name for it. What is the name of this firewall? It is block ZSA tunnel, right? And this is for any profile, and this is the rule which is blocking our connection. Now, if you want to check that rule, we do have that rule, and that's the rule we created. We already know, right? Block ZSA tunnel. This is the rule in the outbound direction we created, and that's the rule blocking our Zscaler tunnel connection. So this is a very easy way to figure out that which firewall rule blocking the Zscaler connection. I hope this training will help you to troubleshoot this problem and figure out which rule blocking, and then maybe you can modify these rule accordingly, and bring your ZCC in working condition again. Thank you very much for your time. Have a nice day ahead. Bye.